Things are a little different now. What's up, shift makers? Welcome back to Live with Tiffany. If you are returning, you're probably looking at your screen like, what happened? What did she do? Oh my goodness, there is something most definitely different. And if you are just listening to me for the first time, you're probably wondering what I'm even talking about. Well, if you were to go view my very last video, you would see that there's something drastic about my hair. Yes, I did totally cut a good portion of my hair off before I had this big, voluptuous curly fro. And now it's this cute little haircut that I absolutely love. But this video actually is not about my hair. I'm going to be making another video about that momentarily, so it'll probably be the next video that you see of mine. But this video, I want to take some time to share with you some new changes, new direction, both for the Live with Tiffany channel as well as just Tiffany and what's going on and what has been going on so that you're fully up to date. So happy New Year. I just want to get that out the way. I know it's not January anymore, or at least by the time you're watching this, it's not going to be January anymore. But happy New Year to all of you. I hope that your year is starting off amazing. My year has definitely started off with a bang. I cut my hair January 2nd. My 30th birthday was January 12th. And I'm in the process of launching several new aspects of my current business as well as a whole new brand. So there are a lot of things happening over here in 2018 that feel completely different already, but I'm really excited. I'm really in a great place to be doing the work that I do now. And so how does that impact the videos that I've been making? Well, I have been on YouTube for 5 years. I made my very first video December of 2012. And back then I had no clue what I wanted to do. I had no clue exactly what these videos were going to be about, what I would share. I was 24 years old and I just knew I had a mission and a vision and that this could be an outlet for me to share some of that journey. And it was, and it has been. But over the years, I've evolved a lot. I've evolved a lot, and I'm not exactly the 24-year-old that started out. As I mentioned, I am now the 30-year-old. It's feeling really classy in 30. I'm a 30-year-old millennial mom of almost a 3-year-old, by the way. Almost 3 this March, which blows my mind that it's already been almost 3 years since I've had her, since I've been pregnant. But since that time, just in this 3-year span, so much has happened clearly with having a child, but also just in my mind, my body, my soul, and how I've expanded. And in this experience, there has been a lot of down periods as well as really high inspirational moments. But with it, a lot has shifted. And so moving forward, this channel is going to be an expression of both my personal shifts as well as shifts that I've seen in my community and in my audience and how I talk to others. And I want to share some of that journey with you here. So Live with Tiffany is going to primarily be about shifting, about transitioning into what's possible, to creating more of the life that you want on all levels. So in the past, I've talked, about business. I've talked about personal development. I've sprinkled here and there, even like tech tutorials, which, if I'm inspired to do, I may still do from time to time. But this channel will primarily be about shifting, helping you to shift into what's possible for your life. I live by a very simple yet potent model, and that is to live purposefully and lead consciously. So I want all of my content to really be geared towards what that looks like, both in my life and the life that I know that you all who watch me want to live. So that's what's exciting. So I will be doing videos likely every week. Likely every week, at least for this next couple of weeks, because I have a lot that I want to share with you since I've missed you so much. But I'm also going to be doing some interviews with different people in different industries and different experts to share with you their story, as well as give you different tips about how to overcome various areas of your life. So look forward to that, because I really do. This year for me is really about collaborating and sharing this space. I know it's called Live with Tiffany, and it has been a lot about me and my growth over the years, or things that I'm doing, but I really want to extend my platform and my relationships with others. So I am bringing people along for the journey. Here you'll probably also start seeing more of my partner, my life mate, Brian, as well as my daughter, Autumn Sky. They'll be in here occasionally sometime. So stay on the lookout for them in the future. What else is happening? But yeah, that's pretty much what these videos will start to be about. Just different levels of shifting. So shifting your mind, shifting your health, shifting your business or your career, shifting into parenthood, shifting just all the shifts, right? All the shifts, and making shift happen, because that's really what I'm all about as a clarity coach and a public speaker. My aim when I get in front of any audience, whether it's here via video, live streaming, or on the stage, or in a retreat, is really to hold space for your expansion, to hold space for your evolution, to hold space and inspire and educate. And I want to do more of that here via YouTube. So that's what's happening. That is what's going on. So that's what's happening with Live with Tiffany. But let me tell you what else is going on in my world. This year, I'm also launching a brand called A Modern Visionary, which will be launching next month. But it's all about mobilizing leaders that give a damn. Yes, that's right, because we need them. Because we really need them. And so I'll be launching a podcast, and it'll be conversations with leaders that give a damn. And so if you have someone that you would love me to reach out to or speak to in the realms of leadership, entrepreneurship, politics, and social change, let me know. Leave a person in the comments and let me know, because I'm excited to start having these conversations and holding space in that way. That's a little bit different from the personal growth, and it's more of the outer growth. So Live with Tiffany will be here to help you be more introspective, to help you with the inner aspects of your personal evolution, which will help you create the personal revolution that might turn into an outward revolution of change. And that's where A Modern Visionary comes into play, where when you are ready to completely activate that vision and be the leader that you know you want to be, to create change in the world to some capacity, or in some capacity. That's what we'll be doing over at A Modern Visionary. So they go hand in hand, right? Here we're exploring the internal aspects of who we are as a person, and there we're exploring what happens when you do the work on the inside to create the outer work that then creates impact. So this year, my whole year is wrapped around a phrase and a word, and that is to be fully activated and have an unrecognizable 2018. So what does that mean? Well, for me, fully activated is taking all of my skills, my talents, my knowledge, my wisdom, everything that I've been growing and building for the last 10 years, and putting them in place, giving them purpose, giving them an aspect of how I create, which makes me feel so excited that I can't even express it into words. It's taken this long. Like, honestly, it's taken this long, almost 10 years. 10 years ago, I started an organization on my college campus called Cause for Unity. And that was all around helping my peers really learn how to communicate with one another in an inclusive environment where we can speak on social justice issues and racism and sexism and everything else in between, to debunk stereotypes and really get to know each other on a more personal level. And that was the beginning for me of wanting to actually create some level of change in society, not just in myself, but in society. And although that organization lasted for about 5 years, and 2 of those, or after 2 years, I had left college and went on into the real world, where I wasn't able to be as active, but it always stayed on my heart of how I can do more of that. And when I became an entrepreneur in 2012, that was just, a stem off what I was doing at my previous job of, social media marketing and managing. And so I went on to kind of create a career out of that. And that has evolved over the years, creating videos. I have a degree in broadcasting and communication, so doing video, and now going to be doing podcasting. I did a lot of that when I was in college. I was on the radio station. I did a lot of different, news hosting and video things. And so I've just learned how to incorporate all of these different talents and all of these different interests into the work that I'm going to be doing today and moving forward. And it just feels good, because it hasn't always felt good over the years, feeling like I'm always missing something, feeling like there are pieces of me that just aren't involved in my progress and in my growth. And I think a lot of us feel that way at times, or feel like we're cheating. We feel like we're cheating on our dreams. And I've always lived by these words that I actually heard probably 5 or 6 years ago from a life coach. And she said, you can do it all, but you can't do it all right now. And every time I want to do all the things, I remember that statement. And so it's taken me this long to get to a place that I'm able and ready to take all these different pieces of me and infuse them literally into the work that I do, to ensure that I can do it all, but all on the same mission, right? That I can take all of my talents, all of my skills and my experiences and infuse them all under the same motto of living purposefully and leading consciously. And it just feels good. And my word for the year is unrecognizable. And that's symbolic of having just a year that fully encompasses all that I am. And so if that's the case, it'll be unrecognizable, because I've fallen victim to dreaming and envisioning things and not acting fully upon them over the last few years, which is what I was saying, that there's always felt like a void. Like there's a piece of me that's missing in how I present myself and how I show up in my work. So if I were to do that from a work perspective, then this year will be unrecognizable. From a life perspective, I'm just in search of more community, more collaboration, more adventure, more just getting out there and trying new things and not taking no for an answer, not holding myself back from really exploring what's possible, because it is all possible. It's always interesting for me as someone who does public speaking, as someone who coaches others, that I'm definitely usually able to hold the space for everyone else's expansion. And I do a pretty good job of holding the space for myself as well. But all of us need someone, right? And so I've had coaches and mentors over the years that would push me, for me to live to my fullest, my fullest extent, to my fullest potential. And so I know when I haven't acted upon those things, it's just literally me holding myself back from fully stepping into that place of power and purpose. And so this year, unrecognizable stands for being just completely different, doing things completely different, and allowing myself to fully be all that I am and all that I want to see without holding myself back, without making it like, oh, well, maybe next year, oh, maybe this time when this is just right, or this is just no. No more. So constantly putting myself out in that way and leveling up my willingness to be uncomfortable. Because I like to think that I live in a state of uncomfortableness most of the time, especially for the last 60 years of being an entrepreneur. There's always a state of being uncomfortable. But at the same time, there are moments in time that you get comfortable in what used to feel uncomfortable, and you stay there for a little while and you wade in that water for far too long. And I've seen that in myself as well. So that's what unrecognizable means to me, and living fully activated. And so with that, I am excited about this new chapter, right? New hair, new decade, new year, new direction. I mean, it's definitely a year of newness for me. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. And I hope that you are here for it too. And I look forward to being here with you here in this space on YouTube in particular, because I have definitely sometimes fallen off the YouTube bandwagon and went over to Periscope and started live streaming for every day, you know, on that platform and different other platforms that I gave my attention to. But I miss my YouTube community. I miss being here. And so this is where I'll hang out. This is where I'll be. And I look forward to seeing what that creates, for all of us, for all of us and what we're going to do. So that's it. I'm not going to make this video any longer than it already is, but I would love to hear from you. Tell me what is new in your world. Seriously, what is new? What are you up to in 2018? What's going to be different? What are you actually going to put into place to make it different, to be unrecognizable, if you want to use my word? And you can also tell me if you have a word or a phrase for the year. I'm actually going to make a whole video about that process of choosing a word and a phrase, because it's a lot of fun. And people have asked me how did I come up with those things? But if you've created one, share it with me. If not, we'll create one together in an upcoming video. So thank you so much for being here. If you liked what you've seen thus far, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to this channel. Follow me over at livewithtiffany.com. You can hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter. And if you're interested in my new brand, A Modern Visionary, I'll have a link in the description below so that you can check that out as well. If that's your thing, if you are a visionary and a leader that gives a damn and that's where you want to hang out with me, I welcome you to do that too. So I will see you in the next video where I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I did this. Why I would cut off all of my glorious curls. But I feel good about it. So we'll learn more about that in the next video. So I'll see you there.